Hello everyone, this is Shu Uchida. Today we are going to be making souffle cheesecake. Sounds fancy, right? But apparently it's pretty easy to make. First we leave 20 grams of cream cheese out of the fridge until it reaches room temperature. Then we're going to prepare the cake mold. What we need to do is cut the baking paper to the same shape as the base of the mold. Sometimes people draw the circle before cutting it out, but I really can't be bothered, so I just cut it out like this. Then we cut the baking paper so it fits on the sides of the mold. I usually cut it so that both sheets are practically around the same height. Next, we prepare some vegetable oil. And we wipe some oil on the cake mold. This is so that the baking paper sticks to the mold. We then place the baking paper in the mold. Don't forget to wipe some oil on the base too. And then we place the base into the mold. We then wipe some oil on the baking paper too. This helps the cake rise smoothly. And then we grab some aluminium foil, or aluminum foil as some people may call it, and we cover the bottom of the mold with it. Next, we take the cream cheese and put it in the bowl. And then we mix it well. We mix it until it turns creamy. Next, we take 3 eggs. And we're gonna divide the egg yolk and the egg white. We're going to keep the egg whites in the fridge so we can make the meringue later. Now we're going to need 30 ml of milk. And 20 grams of flour. I thought we'd be using much more, so I was kind of surprised. Next, we're going to mix the egg yolks with the cream cheese we mixed earlier. Add 1 yolk at a time and mix well. Using some of those arm muscles. Add the last yolk. And we're going to mix again. Next, we're going to add the milk in. We're going to put the milk in little by little. Looks like my arms are getting tired. Now we're going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice. And here we go, mixing like crazy again. Now we're going to add the flour. Make sure to sift it before putting it in. And then we go about mixing again. Preparing my blender. Now we're going to measure 55 grams of sugar. I barely use any sugar when I cook, so my sugar is like all clumped up together, but please don't mind it. And here's me trying to break all the clumps to make the sugar smooth. Now we add the egg whites to the sugar. That's the oven telling me that preheating has finished. And then we mix the two together to make the meringue. As you can see, it's starting to get a little more creamier. We need to make sure the tip of the meringue stands up by itself without drooping like that, which means we're going to be mixing again. Yay! Next, we're going to add 1/3 of the meringue to the egg yolk mixture. And we mix again. I didn't want to waste the meringue on the spoon, so here's me scraping away with the spatula. And then we're going to be adding half of the leftover meringue, and we mix carefully. We add the remaining meringue into the mixture. And we mix again. Once it's all mixed, we pour the mixture into the mold. We're going to drop it several times so any excess air is let out. After putting the cake on the pan, we're going to add some hot water. And here's me rushing to put the cake in the oven. We're going to bake the cake for 60 minutes at 130 degrees Celsius. I had some mixture left, so I'm going to be making cheesecake muffins. I'm going to wrap it and put it in the fridge to cook later. Patiently waiting 60 minutes. And we're done!
It looks so nice.
We're gonna let it cool, then wrap it to keep in the fridge overnight.
It looks so nice! Yay!
And here is my breakfast.